Blessed Self in all, Namaste, Om Tat Sat. This is Swami Nikhilananda and welcome to Spirituality and Vedanta Philosophy. In today's video, we will talk about the 5 elements, or we also call them Panchabhuta, 5 elements, and these are earth, air, fire, water and ether. These are the 5 elements out of which this entire Prakriti or nature is made out of. And today we will discuss the 5 properties of each of these 5 elements. So then it is 5 times 5 or 25 total things that each of the total body does in Prakriti. But each of these elements has 5 major properties, and you will find this video exciting because a lot of these emotions and things you'll understand how they operate from each of these practical elements that are in our body as well. So ether, let's talk about the 5 properties of ether. The first one is kama, which is desire, and desire holds us tied to this Prakriti because we are always asking for things and wanting to do more. The second one is krodha. When our desires are not fulfilled, that culminates into anger, and anger is also part of the ether element also. The third one is shok. So when you don't get what you were needing, or some tragedy happens, we go into a state of grief or depression sometimes, and that shoka or grieving process is also part of the ether element. And the fourth one is called moha. Moha is attachment. So when we are attached to our family, kids, things, possessions, whatever, that bond that is attaching you to these things is called moha, which is also an element of the ether. And the fifth one, which is our natural instinct, is fear, bhaya. So when we see a snake or an animal, immediately that we are scared of, immediately our instinct takes over, and that also is coming from the ether element. Ether also is made up of the sky, which means space, and it is everywhere. It's inside of us as well as outside. And the next element after ether is air. So we'll talk about the 5 different things that make up the air element that are also in our body and help us. The first one is walking. So when we walk around, we are that's the air element in our body that is helping us do that. The second one is valand, which is bending. When we bend down and we do asanas, things like that, air element is involved in that. And the third one is dhavana. Dhavana means running, so it allows you to run, and the air element is pretty prevalent in that aspect. And the fourth one is prasarana, which means expansion. So when we breathe, like our diaphragm expands and contracts and all that is happening, that process is called the expansion part, which is also part of the air element. And finally akunchan. Akunchan means contraction. So things when we contract, like the heart expands, then it contracts as well. So that is part of the akunchan, is part of the air element. So now let's get on to the fire element, the fire tattva, and that also has 5 properties, which is the first one is hunger. So hunger, we all work so we can eat and be comfortable, and to satisfy the fire that is burning in our Manipura chakra, or gives us hunger. The second one is thirst. So again, this fire element makes us feel thirsty, and when we drink water, it calms it down. The third one is laziness. So when we are getting ready to sleep, or don't feel like doing things, that laziness aspect that comes is also when the fire is not intense, like it's burning at a slow rate. And the fourth one is sleep, which is also part of the fire element, but depending on how high or low the flame is. And the fifth one is luster, which is the shine in your body. So we say sages and saints look like they are radiating aura, and they illumine their personality because of the fire that is coming out of their inside, their core being, for example. But these are the 5 elements of fire. Now let's move on to the next one, which is water. The water also has 5 elements which are part of our body. The first one is vital fluids, all the things that are going on inside. The second one is the blood that we have, which is, of course, we all know we can't survive if blood is gone, and that is a component of the water element. The third one is saliva that we produce from our taste buds and things like that. The fourth one and the fifth one are more of the expulsion processes, which is the urine piece is excreting out the liquid that has gone in the body, and fifth one is when we are running or exercising, we sweat, which is also part of the water element. So those are the 5 parts of the water element. And finally, the fifth element, which is earth itself. And earth in our body is all our bones are made up of the earth element. The flesh that we have, our skin, which is the outer body, is made of the earth element as well. And finally, the arteries inside, we see they are the fourth element of the fire element. And then the hair, nails and things like that, that is also part of the earth element. I hope this video made sense to you, the 5 elements, and then each of them having 5 key properties that keep on happening inside of our body. But it is all part of Prakriti or nature, and then the spirit within us is called consciousness. But in today's video, we wanted to focus on these 5 properties and their 5 multiple functions, so which is 25 total elements that come out from Prakriti. If you like this video, please share with others and subscribe to this channel. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Om Tat Sat. Divine blessings.